Welcome to episode 2, season 2 of my build series, where I will be fixing my Cagiva adventure motorcycle. Hey, wait a second. Episode 1 isn't out yet. How come episode 2 is released before episode 1? Well, I can explain. There was a hiccup in episode 1, so it's delayed. So that is why episode 2 is coming before 1. Well, by the time you are seeing this video, maybe already episode 1 is out. So this is getting quite confusing. Why don't we just get starting with this episode? Totally agree. Like, I will be using these electric parts around Absolutely. Here. And it's all about my Cagiva motorcycle, getting it ready for the first adventure trip. Well, this episode is about my tablet for my...
This is me and my vintage motorcycle. And this is Thomas and his brand new motorcycle. We have planned to go on a road trip for quite some time. Thomas is starting to lose his patience and wonder if the trip is ever gonna happen. The problem has been my motorcycle. Even though I've made some huge improvements, I still have some tasks I need to do before the bike is ready for an adventure trip.
Last year, I made a completely new instrument panel for my old vintage adventure motorcycle. I wanted to modernize it a bit, have a GPS and modern features. So I bought this Huge Rock tablet. No, that's a lie. I didn't buy it. I got it for free. Huge Rock sent it to me so I could review it, test it out, give them feedback, and of course, give them some ad space here on YouTube. So, for instance, you know about them. If you're looking for modernizing your bike, adding it on a tablet, this can be a great option. I'm super happy. I've been using it now for a year. Not have any problems with it. It's super bright and rugged, can cope with bad weather and everything. You should really check them out. So, now on my task list, I have this task here, tablet mount improvements, quick release. So that is the job I'm going to take a look at. It's not totally correct to say I'm going to improve the mount, because that is pretty well working out of the box. Huge Rock sent me their universal mount based on Arca Swiss, normally used for cameras, photography stuff, but it works perfectly fine here for this as well. And I have a lot of Arca Swiss equipment, so for me it was a perfect solution, except it's a bit fiddly to get access to the knob here. I'm trying to tuck the instrument panel into my bike here, so it feels like it's almost original. And I need to grab this handle in here. I need to improve that. But the biggest problem, there is no lock, there is no key. So if I leave the bike, anyone can just unscrew it and take it. So I want to have a secure way to lock it without necessarily adding some extra key or extra fiddly stuff. I want a very plain, easy solution to lock it into place, dock it into place, secure it, and easily be able to remove it. So I can grab it and use it in my tent if I want to see a movie when I'm out on adventures. I have a couple of ideas on how to solve my challenges, and it includes using this electric lock I recently bought. It is spring-loaded like this, and when power here with 12 volts, I have already prepared, tested it and extended the cord, I can open it. I thought I can use the key ignition switch that has an unused starter position, a toggle switch, and use that to unlock it. This tablet is quite heavy, more than 800 grams if I remember correctly. So I will not trust this lock as the only mechanism to hold it in place, especially if I'm driving in some rough terrain and the bike is jumping around. I really need to use the Arca Swiss mount with the screw to be sure that it's not coming loose. So this lock will have to be in addition. So my first idea was to add some kind of hook to the tablet. So when I'm attaching it, it grabs onto this latch and I can't take it off without opening up the lock, the electric lock. That will mean, in addition to the Arca Swiss mount, this will come as some kind of arm or something. It will be quite cumbersome, I think, to make it work, but that would be a smart solution, I think, except if I'm bringing this tablet with me, I really don't want some mechanism. This is more than enough what's already here, so having some kind of arm, maybe I could make it foldable, so I had to fold it out. The more I think of it, the more complex it became. And it's not that much of space either to put on this lock in addition to everything going on in the dashboard. So my second idea is what I will be testing out. And that is, I'll better show you. When the tablet is put on here, the only way to release it is by opening up this knob. This mount here in the center is not possible to get into. What I need to do is to extend this screw here so I can easier get access to it without having to put my arm in between behind the tablet. But what if I can remove this screw altogether and have some kind of secret adapter here, and then I can have this arm loose. So the only way to unscrew it is to have this special designed arm to remove it. It's somewhat similar to these anti-theft car wheel lock nuts that you can buy to put on your car to prevent your wheels to be stolen. Some kind of unique adapter, and then I would need to make this kind of key that goes into that. But that is the next problem. Then I will have this extra key. I didn't want to have this fiddly extra thing to remember where I put and where to bring it. That was a lot of fun. I got to use several of my favorite toys, and I love it when I can combine 3D printing and metal pieces like these pieces here, where I inserted lock nuts into the 3D print, stopped the 3D print halfway, and then continued after putting in the nuts. These are now the parts I ended up with. Then it's time for the final assembly. I put on some paint on this one just to tidy it up. Not that anyone is ever gonna see it. Added a bit of primer and paint on this as well, using a tiny M3 screw here. A dab of Loctite here, so it's... oh, okay, that was enough. Just making sure it's not coming loose. I've taken off the front fairing with the headlights just to get a bit better access, because I have to do some modifications here. My original idea was to use these 4 holes and make a bracket that goes across here to make this a bit more sturdy. Now I have a new plan. These are supposed to go here, and these holes does not align with this one, so I'll just drill new ones now. All of this dashboard is made of PLA, and that's not the best plastic to use outdoors. So all of this is a prototype and will be printed with better materials later anyway. It's so much fun to do these DIY projects when you're inventing a solution for the first time, doing all the work, testing out, and everything works perfectly. Well, that did not happen this time. 2 big problems, or medium-sized problems. If you see, this Arca Swiss mount is actually made to be used like this. You're sliding the device you're gonna assemble into the slot. I can't do that because I have my fairing in front of here, so I want to put it directly on. I've unscrewed this now to the widest gap, and previously I could manage to wiggle it on, but now with these side fins here, it's not enough room. I can't get in between here. So I need to make it wider. I need it to go even wider out so I can put it directly on. I think I can do this by modifying this part. The other problem, it's not that big, but my unlocking key here with the secret locking mechanism does not hit this counterpart. So I need to move this hole. That means a new 3D print where I'm gonna move slightly forward this hole. Yeah.
Luckily, that is not that big of a job. Since I have 3D modeled my whole dashboard, I can easily go back into my 3D modeling software and make changes. The dashboard is made out of components that can be printed separately. So what I need to do now is to identify the component I want to modify. Each component is built up step by step, and it has a timeline, so I can go back in time and find the exact step where I made the hole and do changes to that one. And just like that, the 3D model is changed. I can export the components and send it to the 3D printer for a reprint.
I found that I had to make the Arca Swiss mount go 3 mm wider. So I'm just chopping off 3 mm of the screw. And the 3D print is done, and I have put everything back on. And now everything works as I hoped for. I can easily put the tablet on and just screw it into place, secure it, and take out my key that is specially designed. And now it should be impossible to remove it without this one. Also, I got another idea. When I'm driving here locally, short trips, I normally don't bring along my tablet. Yeah, I don't just need it. I know all the roads. And for short trips, I don't really need this. So I made this cover. Made it similar as the tablet. I can put it on. And then it looks like this. I know, it is a bit boring, and I wasn't too lucky with the 3D print here. But regardless how good your 3D printer is, getting a perfectly smooth surface, it's more or less impossible. So I have a trick up my sleeve. Isn't that just great? Not only do I have a secure way to mount my tablet, but I have a pretty nice looking cover as well to use when I'm not gonna use my tablet. I know you have one question, what about charging while I'm driving and using the tablet? I have actually a cable tucked away here, which it's attached to the tablet by a magnet. And then, after securing the tablet, I can just snap it on. Holds there with a magnet. Pretty nice! Isn't that just great? And yeah, fantastic result, isn't it? Well, not really. This was not the result I had hoped for. I have a functional solution now, and I can check out this to-do list, tablet mount improvements, but I did hope that I could use this electric lock instead of relying on this thingy here I need to remember to bring along. I didn't want to have a thingy lying around that I probably will lose or forget. Now I need to take care of this, a smart place. You see, this magnet lock, after some inspection, I don't think it's a good solution. Listen to this. It's not very strong, the spring inside. I thought maybe I could secure the key, the secret key, in some kind of compartment, and then use an electric lock here to grab it, so I could always keep this on the bike, but only be able to access it with my key. I think I need to figure out a better solution for this. I would like to not rely on this key, just have some smart solution with an electric lock. If you have a suggestion, maybe you could put a comment, post a comment to this video, what I could do better. All right, I do believe the seat is missing. Yeah, for a reason. I have no seat here because
the seat.
Yeah, that was the next episode. Yeah, the confusing part.
The previous next.
I think I will have to deal with the seat in a upcoming episode that is the previous one.
Unto me.